This video is sponsored by Skillshare.
This might be a kind of depressing question for somebody to ask you over the internet, but are you lonely? Well, if the answer to that question is yes, fear not, because ironically, you are not alone. In fact, according to the healthcare company Cigna's 2020 loneliness index, approximately 3 out of 5 people identify as lonely on a regular basis. Now, you might think this is not a huge deal and why is a gigantic healthcare company going out and doing research on loneliness, but did you know that loneliness is associated with depression and even premature mortality, not to mention simple unhappiness on a regular daily basis? And even more troubling is the fact that this stat is going up. Compared to their 2018 numbers, they found a 7% increase in overall loneliness, which they attributed to more technology usage, overworking, and potentially the rise in remote work. And you might be thinking, 2020 increase in loneliness, there is a very obvious reason for that, but you should know that this study was released in January of 2020, so pandemic aside, loneliness is going up. And yes, we can blame technology a little bit. We can blame remote work, especially. You're not in the office with your coworkers, you're sequestered in your house. But these issues aside, adults often feel very lonely compared to when they were in college or high school or kids because they lose their communities. They lose daily interaction with a lot of different people. Kurt Vonnegut, who is one of the greatest science fiction authors of all time, talked about this in a commencement speech at a graduation ceremony once. He said, "We are so lonely because we don't have enough friends and relatives. Human beings are supposed to live in stable, like-minded, extended families of 50 people or more." In other words, what you have when you're a kid, what you have when you're in school, when you're in college, but what you lose when you leave college. Tell me how familiar this sounds to you, because it's pretty darn familiar to me. I had a ton of friends in college, and then we all graduated, we all went our separate ways, and we all got our own jobs and got our own apartments, and now you spend most of your time hanging out with maybe your significant other, maybe 1 or 2 other friends, but that's it. Often those friends are busy, or they blow off plans, or they're not available, and you find yourself wondering, why don't I see anybody anymore? Well, this is the point of the video where I tell you how to fix this problem, because there is a way to fix it, but the answer is maybe not the most convenient one, because to fix this problem, you have to become the proactive person in every relationship you have. You have to be the person who reaches out and makes plans, because if you don't do it, no one else is going to do it. The reason we weren't lonely in school or in college was because we were forced into interactions with each other. It was not up to us to make plans. It was not up to us to overcome the friction involved in getting together because we were forced to get together. But when you go out into the real world and you have your job and you have so many responsibilities and you're juggling all these different aspects of your life, and especially if you live in the suburbs where there's half an hour of traffic you gotta fight through to get to do anything, there's now a ton of friction and there's nobody making you go hang out with your friends. So most people let that friction beat them and then they feel lonely. And to fix that problem, you need to become the proactive one who goes out, makes plans, and invites friends to do them. But there is a tactical way to do this in a way that won't work quite so often. So when you are the proactive person, you often reach out and you say, "Hey, you want to do something this weekend? Hey, you want to hang out on Friday?" And what you have done there is extended the offer to hang out, but you have put a lot of mental work on the other person. Again, this does not seem fair. You're the one reaching out. They should be able to meet you halfway and say, "Yeah, what do you want to do?" But often they won't. So instead, the tactically better way to be able to hang out with your friends more often is to make plans that are concrete, specific, and crucially that are happening with or without them. So instead of saying, "Hey, do you want to hang out on Friday?" say, "Hey, Vinny, we're going to Topgolf on Friday at 8 p.m. Would love to see you there." They now know it's happening with or without them. The only decision they have to make is yes, I'm going, or no, I'm not going to go. So no mental work for them. Number 2, it introduces a bit of healthy FOMO, the fear of missing out, into the equation. Sometimes people need a little bit of a push to go and do something active. And once they're there, they will often be like, "Yeah, I'm glad that I came out. I'm really glad that I did this." But when they're sitting on their couch at home playing video games and they got to put their shoes on, and they got to go find their car keys, there's friction there. And they'll often be like, "I don't know if I want to do it." A little bit of healthy FOMO can get them over that hump and actually get them to come out and do something with you. So be proactive, be the planner, but also be tactically smart about it. Present people with an option that they can simply say yes to, and all the thinking has been taken away from them. I want to give you one more bonus tip before I end this video, which will also help you to curb this loneliness and have better interactions and more interactions with your friends. And that's to have a system that tracks the last time you talked to each person in your life who you care about. This is a tip that came from my good friend Martin, who actually has a system where he tracks the last time he talked to somebody. And in using this, he tells me that in the last month alone, he has had interactions with 40 different people in his life. These are sometimes very small interactions, just texting something dumb, but sometimes they're also actual in-person nights out, real actual hanging out. So if you have a system where you can see, oh, I haven't talked to somebody in like 3 months, I should text them, you're going to have more frequent interactions with people and you're going to maintain your circle of friends more effectively. Does it sound a little bit robotic? Yes, but if it gets results, if it improves the quality of not only your life, but the lives of the people around you, then it's worth using a little bit of a robotic system, I think. Before we wrap this video up, I do want to talk about one thing we mentioned earlier on in the video, which is that people often feel like they're too busy to hang out with their friends, to say yes when you reach out to them. They often feel like they're just so overworked and so overwhelmed. You might feel like that as well. So if you want to have more interactions and better interactions with your friends, then one thing you're going to have to do is get better at time management. And that is something you can learn how to do in my class over on Skillshare, which is all about building a productivity system. This is the combination of your to-do list, your calendar, your note-taking system, all the systems in your life that help you create an external source of truth, which takes a lot of cognitive strain off of your brain when it comes to planning and remembering what you have to do, and ensures that nothing ever slips through the cracks. Because while your brain might forget an event, your calendar will not. So when you learn how to fully put together and maintain a productivity system, you are going to be more efficient with your time and hence have more time to hang out with your friends. And because this class is on Skillshare, you can actually take it for free right now if you're one of the first 1,000 people to sign up for Skillshare, and link down below in my description. That is because Skillshare is currently offering a 1-month free trial, which gets you unlimited access to the platform during that trial period. And Skillshare has thousands of classes that you can use to boost your skills in animation, in graphic design, in marketing, in business, storytelling, and even productivity. Both myself and my friend Ali Abdal have several productivity classes on the platform, so once you're finished taking mine, you may want to expand your knowledge by taking some of the other ones as well. So if you want to get started learning, boost your skills today, and get some more time to hang out with your friends by becoming more efficient with your time management, sign up for Skillshare using the link down below. Be one of the first 1,000 people, and you're going to get that free 1-month trial. Hopefully you found this video helpful, a bit more of a conceptual video this week, but I do think that the more interactions, the better interactions we can have with our friends, the better our lives are going to be, and the better the lives of the people around us are going to be as well. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Likes and comments definitely help the YouTube algorithm out. So comment and like if you want to do that. And I'll have a couple of more videos on screen right here if you want to watch more on this channel. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.